All right, here we are at the Kaiser Manufacturing booth. I've got Nic Kaiser with me. Nic, thank you for having a chat with me.
Thanks for coming by.
Nic, you've got a story that's a little bit different than other people in our industry. From familial history to your pathway to where you are now.
Sure.
Can you give us a little bit of that background real quick?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a third generation manufacturer. My grandfather was Nic Kaiser. He started Kaiser Tooling, HKAG, over in Switzerland in 1948. Kaiser boring system, all of that. Bringing that to the U.S. in 1990, my dad, Chris, started KPT Kaiser, all the Kaiser tools. Got up with Big Daishowa. That's kind of, how I was introduced to manufacturing, and sort of grew up like riding my bike around in the shop, just really surrounded by this industry, like from the time I was a kid. I was actually asking Chris earlier, when do you think the first time you brought me to IMTS was? And he thinks 1998. So
Really?
I don't know if I went to every show after that, but I definitely have worked several of these and before this company, and even, again, it was just an attendee back in the day. So
what'd you do before you guys started Kaiser Manufacturing?
Well, again, I was surrounded by all this manufacturing, but it just felt like, well, that's Dad's business. It didn't really speak to me. I have a graphic design background, web and video. So
cool.
That's basically my background. Ended up actually working at Big Kaiser. I was doing shipping and, stuff like that through college. Ended up doing their website at some point, was on their marketing team. So again, kind of got pulled back into the manufacturing world. That's kind of hard to get away from,
Yeah.
But I was glad to be a part of it, and it actually really helped me out and got me ready for this position and this company, because I had this background and I've seen all this stuff in the shop. I know what collets and tool holders are and why you need to protect stuff. So I think it was in a way, like I said, didn't know I'd be where I am now, but it was kind of good to have that background.
Yeah.
Glad I did.
Awesome. So what was the impetus to starting Kaiser?
So, my dad, Chris, came to me, and also our GM, Dana Super, was saying, guys, I'm seeing this in Europe. I'm seeing all this tool control and 5S using foam. I want to bring that to the U.S. I want to make an easier way for people to protect their tools, metrology stuff, and just get their shop organized. And so we just started looking at different technologies we could bring into this 5S space.
Yeah.
One of them being 3D scanning, which is something that we are doing that nobody else in our space is doing.
Yeah.
To create these layouts. And so as a team, the three of us just started working on a plan to okay, let's go from zero to, making these parts. And we in August of 2019, we started talking about all that.
That's awesome.
We incorporated, and here we are today. We started full production in the beginning of 2021, and here we are.
And you guys have made some, and I'll have you walk us through your booth here, Nic, but you guys have made some unique solutions for people over the years. I mean,
For sure.
I'm going to turn here. That is one of the coolest guitar cases I've ever seen.
Thanks, Jim.
And you are a guitar player, right?
That's correct.
All right. So that's a little near and dear to your heart. Walk us through some of these other solutions that you've got here.
Sure. So a couple of the things we have on display today, one being this awesome Cobot from Fanuc. We did a case for them for this exact unit. Just a perfect example of something where, how are you going to move this thing and not damage it?
Yeah.
And as you can see here, it's maybe hard to see on camera, but we threw a ball nose end mill onto the router, and we're able to get a nice curve on this. I mean, this fits in here so well. When you're putting this, Cobot's not going to go anywhere.
That's
It's not gonna
you almost couldn't get that on there, man.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, but it's
That's awesome.
again, because we're 3D scanning everything, we're taking a customer's model.
Right.
We can do exactly, the right fit. And we're cutting this foam instead of, with, like I said, on a router.
Right.
Instead of water jet or laser. That way we have the ability to do double-sided machining. Also not have to pierce all the way through the layers. We can do round overs. We can do all kinds of different heights on the poplets.
So you just said something. You do the laser scan, and I'll add a little bit of video here, and it's right back there. The laser scanning. but you said you also can use customer drawings. Talk to us about that a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's right, Jim. We can use DXF step files, for OEMs if they have their parts already, like, say for parts protection and transportation, or maybe, shipping between facilities. That's a great application for this. Something where it's packaging, but it's reusable.
Yeah.
And, it's definitely justifies the cost of it, because now you're not going to have parts short.
Yep.
It's going to be, so this foam does not break down. It's so dense and so just impervious to damage that it's perfect for the shop or transport, like we're talking about. You're gonna be able to reuse this stuff again and again.
Awesome.
Really adds to value.
So talk to us. You've got some new technology there. It's a kit of bolts, and this is a new process, new machine for you guys. Tell us about what you got going on there.
Hey, they were doing a bunch of foam cases with us. They're like, we have a bunch of parts that we really need. Also protected bolts, washers for the assembly area. And we said, all right, we'll 3D print it. So we bought a couple of printers and started rolling on it. So that's what we do. We're really modular, Jim. We're just ready to, bring on new tech. We've got all kinds of interesting parts for this customer. Again,
That's awesome.
Adaptable to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we do 3D printing for part protection and really anything else you might need, even for prototyping. We've done some of that.
Awesome. So I do want to go down to the end of your booth because you have a solution over there that I really want to highlight real quick. So let's go over there. So talk to us about this solution here. This is a tool caddy.
Yep, this is the up on locking pockets, so slightly angled down, so you have the ability for coolant to drip off and collect in the drip pan on the bottom.
Genius.
Shop. Again, you don't have operators. Stuff. Trying to prevent injury. Tools walking off, needs to be at the machine. Hey, who took my,
Yeah,
it can be actually locked on.
I love it.
It's also very easy to move to the shop. It's also small.
So how can people find you, Nick?
So they can go to kaiser-mfg.com and talk to us there. We can figure out any storage solution or any tool control for you.
Awesome. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nick.